B, before we start talking basketball, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Day at a time. Day at a time. For sure.
That's got to be, how do you balance it? Try to go to work and go through the proper steps of mourning.
It's just support system in God, trusting God. That's how I was raised, and that's, you brought up on your faith, and you can't. In your toughest times, you never give up on your faith. You know, and that's easy. That's the easiest thing for us to do at times. And then, that kind of just keeps me going. And then to have my support system, my brothers, my parents, my wife, my kids, best friends, like they uplift me. A lot of people have been in this situation, so they help me with, knowing that you can't plan for anything like that. You can't, I can't tell you how to mourn. I can't tell you how to deal with it, but, you do have to face it. You have to, can't avoid it, so. It's been tough. It's definitely been tough on the family, but in our profession, we still have a job to do, and I know that she'd ultimately love to be at all my games, and she is now. So that's kind of how I try to train my mind to think that way.
Are you at a place right now, and out of respect for your mourning, what was your grandma like?
Oh man, my mom. She's very similar, but she's definitely more sweet. Definitely more sweet. Mom is tough. Mom is tough. But from my mom, that's how her mom was. That's how Granny was. But the woman I knew, she was very sweet, intelligent. She'd give clothes off her back. The last thing she had to you. Always taking care of everybody, even kids not her own. Just always a helping hand. Like, she was an alderwoman of our city for 12, 15 years. Deaconess at our church. Like, she's a community person. Like, she's always about the people, giving back, impacting people. And, her service, you can just see everybody that was there. And it's like, it left a great feeling in my heart, because it's like, that's what it's about. She left an impact on all of us. Everybody here, they're showing their love and their support. Like, she impacted everybody. She impacted a lot of people, so it was very special. She's a special woman, and I take all of her knowledge and everything she's taught me and instilled in me and my brothers, and just continue to pass it on, carry it.
I remember when Deuce was born, you and I talked about how it's more than just playing for Bradley Beal now. You're playing for your kids to watch you perform and your legacy. Are you playing for something even bigger than that now with her passing?
100%. It definitely changes my mindset a lot. And like I said before, it's tough at times to walk on the floor, because that's what it reminds me of her. Like I said, it hits you unexpectedly. But at the same time, like, it encourages me to keep going, and encourages me in the fact that, I have another level that I need to tap into and I can get to, and I should serve this as motivation to get there. Lean on God, lean on the pain and the experience, to kind of uplift me, to push me to get better, push me to stay in the gym, push me to be better, push me to be a great example for my boys. For sure, and it's always unfortunate in these situations, but, it definitely serves as motivation.
The most recent game, when you guys beat Miami, you said something in the post-game interview that I think I've been saying a couple of times, and I've posted it on social media, is I think that this is a special group. And the reason why I say that is you just kind of just never know who's it going to be night in and night out. But you said it. So that's like validation. Why do you feel like this group is special?
I think it's just our unity and our togetherness. Like, doesn't matter what it is on the court, we just find a way to get it done. We figure it out. We stay in it. We don't let go of the rope. Like, that's how we are. Like, it's not a lot of finger pointing, not a lot of blame. It's more encouragement, more, let's be better, more constructive criticism than anything. And that's what's been missing. That's what we need, and that's what we're kind of feeding off of. And Wes instilling his schemes, his kind of culture onto us is we're buying into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're buying into his stock. So, you know, we're just constantly pushing every single day. We push each other in practice. You know, we drill the same thing every single day. And Wes tells us at times, he's like, you guys get tired of it. You might get tired of me. You might get mad at me. But this is what's going to help us get to where we want to get to. And like I said, we're not sitting here making these crazy aspirations, but we know that if we win today, that'll help us win the next day and continue to improve. So that's been our mindset. And it's been a great group to be around.
When did you know? There's always a moment where you kind of go, man, this is a little bit different. No disrespect to your first 9 years, but there probably was this seminal moment for you where you probably was in the car or you were at home, you go, I think we got something here.
It's probably the first couple games. Really the whole, 15, 16 games we're in now? Like it's always tough to judge 20 games before 20 games, but like you feel it, you know, because I haven't even played well yet. And I don't think none of us have really played up to our level and our potential of where we know we can play at.
And help's coming.
And help is coming. And that's the other thing. We have so many other guys out that just imagine with the healthy TB, a healthy Rui, a healthy Bertans, what that looks like. And all implemented into what we have going now. Like it can get scary, you know, and then once everybody gets going, you know, we get our confidence going offensively and we're pushing. So defensively we're good. We got to get our offense cleaned up in a lot of ways, but once we get that flowing, it's...
As our good friend Drew Gooden would say, those are great problems to have.
Great problems.
Right? Those are great problems.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you something I noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong. I could tell something was different in the locker room after the Raptors game, opening night. Something just felt different in that locker room. You looking like you're 9 months pregnant with the ball in your shirt, handing him the basketball, and then just the collective dousing him with some cold water. Just felt different to me, B. You know, I've been around a long time. What was that moment like? Was it just validation of what he was talking about? Because you guys stunk in the preseason,
Horrible.
Right? And then you go into a place where you are very familiar with, in a hostile environment, their first game in a year, and you do that.
Yeah.
What was that locker room like?
It was electrifying. For one, we wanted that for him. But I'll take it a step back. Like what you said, we were bad in preseason, but we knew that was just us building the blocks, building, you know, what we wanted to be up till now and what we're still trying to improve to be. And on top of that, we have a group of guys who have a chip on their shoulder. Everybody we traded for weren't played in their respective positions that they like, that they have the freedom that they do now. Like, they're able to flap their wings a little bit now over here. And we have a lot of guys, and even Coach has a chip on his shoulder. He's been waiting 20 plus years for this opportunity. You know, now he has it. So he best believe he's head first in, he's all in, and pulling us right along with him. So we all have that kind of, okay, we all here to do something. We all here to prove something. And so that's kind of the energy and the vibe that I got. But it's like we all do it within the realm of the team. Nobody's stepping outside the box to go get theirs or do this, do that. Like we're all eating, you know. So that's electrifying. And then in that locker room, like handing him the ball, like that was a no-brainer. I told Darren, go get the ball. Like, and they were trying to tell us we can't have it. They wanted to give it to Scotty Barnes, I think, or whatever.
I think y'all sent Martrez to go get it. Trez will handle the work.
Go get the ball. We got the ball. Let's take it back. But it was a great moment and a great feeling. You know, one for Coach, get his first one. But then just for the group of guys we had, you know, that's the start you needed. You know, that was our start. Like, okay, we didn't play good at all, but we found a way to win in a tough environment against a tough team. Yeah. So we just took that and we ran with it, you know, and just kept building on it.
All right, so you know I do nicknames. I have a nickname for almost everybody. So I have one for you and Trez. I want to try it out on you.
Okay.
You're probably not, or maybe you are, a 90s hip-hop guy, but you two remind me of a group called Nice and Smooth.
Right.
You see my photographer, Sean, is laughing. He remembers that. So Montrez is nice, and you're smooth. Your game is smooth, and he's not. Google it first before you give me your take on it. But I see you two two completely different personalities, but it works. When did you figure out that this was a good combination?
You know what? Right away, I knew when Shep kind of approached me in the season, like, because it was actually during the trade. They were like, "Who do you want?" You know, such and such, such and such. And I'm like, "Oh no, I want Trez. Like, he gotta come in. Like, we need that energy. We need that dog." And you can ask Trez. He knows. Like, because it was the day he got traded, he was about to end up somewhere else, and I said, "No, he got to come to DC." So he's the perfect teammate. One, I think we both have this kind of the Southern hospitality. We have just the kind of Southern vibe.
Yeah, you country as hell. For somebody from St. Louis with the flip flops with socks, yes, that's a country thing.
Yeah, we got our country vibes for sure.
Yeah.
But I just relate to him. Like, you know, I watch. I'm very observant, and you know, I just love the type of person he is. Like, he's also another person who kind of had like a misconception about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he can be loud, he can be rowdy, but he gonna ride for you. Like, he's dependable. Like, he's trustworthy. Like, he got your back. Like, he's one of the greatest teammates to have. Like, and you definitely want to be on the floor with him, not against him.
Right.
So I love it. I love the dynamic of it. You know, he's one of the leaders on the team. And like I said, he's very vocal, and he's going to let you know about it.
The good cop, bad cop thing, does it work? Because I know at times, you know, you're a quiet guy by nature, but you're like E.F. Hutton. When Brad talks, people listen. Because when you say something, it's kind of like, hey!
Yeah.
But he seems to do that all the time. So does that kind of take a little bit of that, I have to talk to the group?
For sure, because that's what I love about our team is that I don't operate as, you know, this is what we're doing. This is my show, though. You do that, and we don't do that. Like, I give everybody the floor. Everybody the floor to speak. What do you see? Criticize me. If I ain't doing what I'm supposed to do, you can get on me too. We all got to hold each other accountable in order for this thing to work. And so we have that. You know, Trez, like I said, he's gonna speak on it. And best believe, I can get on him, right? And that's what I love about him. Like, he can take it back. So to be able to have that dynamic, like everybody, Spence, Kuz, KCP, like all of our vets, DB, everybody is vocal. Everybody has input on the team. So that's how we operate, you know, and I think that's a big part of why our unity is important. That's why our unity is what it is.
I think another reason why I thought this group was special is they had your back when you were going through, and you're still going through it. I remember Trez saying, in Charlotte, I got you. We've got you. And that's bigger than basketball, but it helps with the basketball thing. I want to ask you about getting off to such a great start. You know how this league is. Once you start having success, everybody is like, hey man, what's going on in DC?
What they doing, yeah.
Who called you? Who has called you amongst your peers and said, man, y'all got something going on over there. What's going on? I know how this league works. All y'all players talk. So who's saying the Wizards are real? That's not in the group.
A few. A lot of my friends see it. I mean, obviously they're biased, but there are guys in the league who see it, for sure. And they, you know, once they greet us, so, you know, we greet each other after the game, they like, oh yeah, you guys are, y'all serious, like y'all real. So, but we don't brag about it. We're not gonna air it out. We're not gonna sit here and say we're gonna beat up on this team. We're gonna do that. Like, we go out and play our basketball, you know. And I think that's what I love about us. We just go out and hoop. We just hoop.
I got a kick out of Gabe Vincent. I think that's his name. Had 18 in the first game, didn't even play, but he was the guy that was calling y'all soft. So while you're getting all the praise, there are still some people that's like, yeah, we'll see.
Oh, 100%.
What's that like?
It's still tough because I have to remind guys on the team that we are highly disrespected. You know, sometimes they're surprised. Like, a lot of our Laker guys, they come in like, dang, why Miami cheering like that? And it's like, bro, it's like that sometimes.
Right.
Like, you know, why stuff is a certain way. Like, it gets like that sometimes. Why we don't get foul calls? It get like that sometimes. Like, we the Wizards. Like, it's kind of like a joke thing, but it's really not a joke. Like, we get treated badly You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not respected.
They always
in a
say
lot of
jokes
ways.
are the undercurrent of truth sometimes.
So like, when the disrespect is there, we have to earn that. Like, we have to do something about that. You know, we have to change that narrative. We have to be able to get more of our fans in 20,000 plus people like we did, you know, the other night. Like, we need that. And in order to do that, you got to win. It's simple. You know, now we're putting it together, but, you know, got to stay humble and hungry.
My last question to you is, you can't compare previous teams because it's like comparing kids, though. But is there something tangible about this group that you might not have had your first 9 years? And the reason why I asked you that is in the beginning of the year, you made it clear it's about winning now for you. Is there something different about this group?
Yeah. One, just from the depth that we have. Like, Chef did an awesome job with that in the summer. Like, see all the guys we got back in return for that. Vets, guys who won rings, who know how to win, you know, who know what it takes in the crunch time, how to close out a game. Trez, guys who, dogs, A. Holiday, underrated PG in our league. Like, we have depth, you know. Then our guys who are out, Rui, DB, TB, you know, then we re-sign Gaff. Like, we have depth at every position. Like, it's amazing to have. I would say that, and then I would say just the mentality of the team. Like, the team is fully bought in 1 through 15. Couldn't always say that in years past. Like, it'd be a bad apple here, or 2 bad apples, or whatever the case may be. Some guy hating on the next teammate. Like, you had that. So we don't have any of that this year. Like, there's no problems, there's no ego problems, there's no character problems. Like, if it is, it's talked out. Like, it's talked out like men. Like, so I think just the dynamic of our team, the character guys we have, the versatility we have, the depth we have, it's different. It is different, you know. And then when you have guys who buy into the system, it just makes it that much better.
Can you, real quick, talk about today's event and why community service is not only important to Monumental Sports Entertainment, but the face of the franchise, Bradley Beal?
Oh, man. So today we have our turkey giveaways. You know, we're giving some hot meals and some frozen turkeys away to families for Thanksgiving. Monumental Sports, as well as myself and some teammates and everybody who wants to join. Like, this is all about the community, and that's one thing I love about Monumental, myself, and everybody who's joining, is that it's just bigger than us. You know, we play basketball every day, but, you know, our impact in this community specifically is huge. You know, they love us. They want to see us do well, and, you know, we have that same motivation for them. Like, I want to see my people do well. I want to see them eating. I want to see them healthy. And I love the holidays. The holidays are all about the family, spending time with your loved ones, and just feeling loved. You know, so that's the reason I want to do it, is I always just feel like you're loved. Like, somebody's out there thinking about you. Somebody appreciates you. And this is the time, hopefully, you can spend it with your family. You know, and then enjoy a great meal at that too. So I'm always willing to give back. You know, COVID's been kicking our butt, so we haven't been able to do a lot of things in years past. But it'll be great to have some of my Ron Brown guys there today who I haven't seen in a long time. Yeah. And then just a bunch of family, having the staff there. Like, it'll be great, you know, to be able to get back into the community, show our face again, see a lot of familiar faces in the community, and then, you know, be impactful as much as I can.
Perfect. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir, bro.